Recording in progress. Welcome you guys to our coaching sneak peek. I am here with the lovely Christina and Adriana, and we are just going to share with you guys our stories, what pulled us into coaching and what made us fall in love, how it's changed our life, and what we do. Because a lot of people wonder, what do you guys do? Because we do a lot more than just take selfies all day and post them online. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you guys. And let me just adjust this. All right. So welcome to Diesel Nation. We are one big family, and we are very proud of the family we are. My name is Jamie Carlson, and I have actually been with Beachbody as a customer since March of 2017. Long story short, I had 3 kids in 4 years, and I was looking at a body that I absolutely didn't recognize anymore after having that 3rd baby. I had gained over 50 pounds, and I didn't really realize it until baby number 3. But I had suffered from severe postpartum depression after each one of my babies. And because I had them all so close together, I was just an absolute mess looking at year 4 of having these kids. Mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. I was teaching high school English full time. And my husband was simultaneously licensing and getting his job going as a marriage and family therapist. And we found ourselves in a whole lot of debt with a whole lot of little kids running around and a whole lot of extra pounds on my body and my mental health. The thing is this really was so pivotal in my journey of not only bettering myself physically, but absolutely mentally. It has helped me so much. So where I was then and where I am now are 2 very different stories, I'm happy to say. I lost that 50 pounds, as you can see in my transformation photo. My husband is my biggest supporter. He jumped into Beachbody workouts with me after about a year in, and he has literally never looked back. He's never stepped foot in another gym, and he's gotten amazing results. So that's actually something that has really bonded us as a married couple. And now our kids do workouts, and it's a whole family affair. We absolutely love it. I am a full-time coach. I was able to step away from the classroom, which was something I had been wanting to do for years, to be home with my kids and just be able to make them breakfast and see them off to school. That was so huge for me. And Beachbody absolutely played a part. It was not the whole reason that I was able to step out of the classroom so quickly, but it absolutely contributed and is continuing to contribute to our financial freedom. It helped us get rid of $30,000 of credit card debt that was just looming over our heads. We are absolutely right where we want to be because we are on a team that is climbing to the top 10. We are currently number 11, and that's really exciting. And I think we're all just super stoked about that. And we're very proud of the work we do in helping men and women get healthy, but also find freedom through this coaching opportunity. So that is my story in a nutshell. I am going to actually hand it over to Christina, and she's going to share her story.
Oh, I am muted. I'm like, oh, am I muted? Listen, technology and I learn what I need to learn, and then we're good. All right. So I have a couple of join dates on there, and it's important, and it's part of my story. So my story actually started with blood work results that read as though I was an 80-year-old postmenopausal woman. I was 34. So when I heard my doctor say, oh my gosh, you're literally 80 years old on paper, I was like, can you fix me? And she was like, yes, we can fix you. It's going to take this, 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 and this. So she put me on hormone therapy that was supposed to fire me up. She told me I needed to work out less. I needed to eat more. and I needed to handle my stress better. My adrenal glands were in failure. And it was because I was overworking out. I was working out 2 hours a day at the gym. I was only eating about 1,000 calories, 1,000 to 1,200 calories. I was doing everything that Google says to do. And I was exhausting my body completely. So December 17, 2013, I started my journey with T25, yes, during the holiday season, because I told my husband that I didn't want anything else but that program. I wasn't going to buy any clothes. I wasn't going to wear any clothes that he bought me. I wanted T25. So I asked for T25 without the shake. Thank you very much. All the shakes work the same. And then I learned my lesson 3 weeks later when everyone else was losing weight and I was still at a plateau. And with the tail between my legs, I called my coach and said, hey, I think I need that shake. And mama didn't raise no fool. So I jumped in with the coach discount and I got to work. 10 days later, after signing up as a coach, my husband cornered me in the kitchen and said, we have too much month at the end of our money. I don't know if you know what that means, but basically we didn't have enough money to pay the rest of our bills that month. So I sat there with the spatula in hand and the fear of like, what are we going to do? But I also never, ever wanted to see the fear in my husband's eyes like that ever again. My coach was on track, who was an attorney, to retire herself in her 30s from the profession of law. I had seen her sister, who was she was a 6-figure earner in her 9 to 5. She had just retired. And I was like, surely I can make $150 to pay for my groceries on a weekly basis. So I called my coach again and I said, ready to go. Okay. So that was my journey. It was more about me. When I first started, I was the super skeptic, which is why I love talking to people who are skeptics. And eventually, as my team started growing, my mindset started shifting. I started saying, man, what if I can do more? What if I can be home with my kids? I was a teacher. I was a 4th grade teacher. And in my closet, I kept a bottle of Advil, children's Advils, just in case my personal kids ended up with a fever. And I needed to hold them over so that I could get prepared for a sub. Or if it was later in the afternoon, I wouldn't have to worry about leaving early and I can just preserve those 10 precious days of vacation days that I had that I reserved just for my kids being sick, but I needed to hold them over. That was not a way of parenting. I was not okay with that at that point. And so things started changing in my mind and I was like, something's got to give. And sadly, in 2017, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. She wasn't a smoker. She didn't work in some weird place where her lungs were going to be affected. It was just, she was one of those 10% that ended up getting, ended up with cancer. And I made the decision at that point that I needed to be home. And I was able to step away from the classroom and work this business full time while also being my mom's caregiver, her medical proxy, her medical advocate. I did it all. And a year later, to the day that a year to the date of her diagnosis, she passed away. And while being there with her, watching her take her last breath was the most traumatizing thing, it was also a blessing because I was there for my mom. She wasn't alone. And in that entire year of her chemo, her radiation, everything that she had to go through, I was there for her 100%. And the crazy thing was, it was only meant for a year. I was going to go back. I was going to go back the next fall or whatever the case may be. We knew it was terminal, but the crazy thing was that when I became the chief operating officer of our household, my husband could put 100% focus into his business, and his business flourished. And so we made a family decision where I stayed home and I was able to become a full-time coach and do this on a daily basis. So today my hormones are regulated. Today I'm home with my family. Today I'm working towards helping a top 10 team happen, which is so freaking exciting. My time is mine. My value is not placed on a pay schedule at a school, and life is really good. I have an awesome team and it's a really good place to be. So have an open mind. Here, the skeptic turned into a full believer and living a life that I never thought would be possible. So I'm going to toss it over to Adriana so she can tell you her story, and then we can get to the nitty gritty.
I guess I should mute myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Adriana. You can call me Adri. I started coaching back in 2017, but I'm going to take you a little bit back. I started with fitness in 2013 when my life was coming to a halt. I was 38 years old, and panic attacks and anxiety were just the norm for me every day, in and out, calling the ambulance, checking myself into a hospital, all the things that anxiety brings on. If you've ever had anxiety, it's the fear of impending doom. And I needed help. I needed help because my husband, he's just like, I don't know what to do. I have 2 little girls. And I went to a cardiologist who changed my life around and basically told me, do you make an appointment with yourself? Those words were pivotal for me because yes, I make an appointment for myself. I go to the hair salon, I do my nails, and he's like, no. Do you do activity for 30 minutes a day at least? And I said, no. And if you're talking about a gym, it's not going to happen. I don't exercise. That's for crazy people. And he said, no, you need to do activity at least 30 minutes a day. Long story short, I signed up at the local YMCA because that's what you do, right? And I started working out there 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes became 45 minutes, 45 minutes became an hour. And that led into me going into another gym, a little more hardcore, where I became a bikini competitor. It's just know that I went from March and September, I was on a stage, very focused diet, extreme, very extreme. Now I did that for 5 years. 5 years, I took my body from that picture you see there to 110 pounds. Now, why I'm saying this story is because I realized in that environment that that's not what I needed. I realized that that environment was very toxic for me because you were expected to look a certain way. My body was expected to look like, this tiny little thing on stage. So my mentality went into, I have to look like that every single time. So I would gain weight and I got ready for a show and I lost all the weight, and it was a rapid up and down. How did Beachbody come into that? Was, I don't even know how. I would follow all these coaches forever. And something piqued my interest and I reached out. And I knew that that's what I needed, because there had to be more than this lifestyle. There had to be more to fitness than this lifestyle, because I couldn't continue to be at a gym for 6 hours a day, eating extreme the way I was, and, basically exhausting my body from the inside. Even though I looked great on the outside, my insides were taking a beating, and so was my family life. So enter Beachbody, and I knew that was the platform that I needed in order to share the love of fitness that I already have with everybody else. Now, the business side of it, because that's how my fitness story, that's why I get started in fitness. My business story is I own a preschool, and I've owned a preschool for the past 13 years. But we were also part of the real estate crash of 2007, 2008. And at that time, we had nothing. We had nothing to fall back on. So my preschool opened up in 2009. We took the little bit of money that I had and took a chance. We bet on something, and we just put it all into a preschool that I knew nothing about. I shot from the hip. I learned, and then I earned. I learned. I worked Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And little by little, with elbow grease, going door to door, there was no Instagram back then, door to door businesses, late nights, early mornings, to make sure that I got my preschool filled up. And so I always had a mentality of, I will never fall in that situation again of not having a backup plan. I didn't have a backup plan. And now being 13 years in business, I know I'm making this lengthy, I'm sorry. Being 13 years in business, I realized that I am capped. I'm capped in my business, and I needed an additional stream of income because it's just a business. I can't charge $500 for a kid a week. I'll go out of business. So when this pandemic started, Beachbody was my saving grace. And because of Beachbody, because of this pandemic, because of the situation we were in, I was able to, as a business owner, I was able to work on the business instead of being in the business. So I freed myself from the 7 to 6:30. And I was able to hire somebody to cover as a director for me to be able to do this. I still do Beachbody part-time because I still have my preschool and I still work them both. But I like to say I work it full-time because I'm always doing it. Even when you think you're not doing it, you're just spreading joy. And that's the beauty of it. So I am the healthiest version of myself right now. I have a community that is priceless. I have workout programs that have proven over and over again to make you feel amazing, to make you look amazing. And so, I feel confident. I feel amazing. My husband's happy. I work out when I want, how I want. And that's the beauty of this business. So we continue as a coach. Because it continues with me. The 4 vital jobs as a coach. As I was saying, in our business, we have something called the vital behaviors. And there's 4 of them. First, obviously, we're in the health and fitness business. So we got to be a proof of the product. We got to work out. We got to feel great. So my advice is pick a program, go all in, and have a hell of a transformation. Have a hell of a transformation. And that means any product. Any workout program that you use, or any of our nutrition programs that you can use as well. Our second is personal development. When I started this business, I said, what is personal development? I had no idea what that meant. And that simply means find something that is going to give you that positivity, that's going to tweak your brain. Not everyone needs a book, You're a Badass. Not everyone needs a book on, you got to pick the book that resonates with you, depending on the season that you're in. Pick something 10, 15 minutes a day. You don't have to read a book in 2 days, although I wish I could, but you don't have to read a book in 2 days. Slow and steady. Number 3 is connect, engage, and invite. You share on Instagram, you share on Facebook, your favorite restaurant, your favorite nail color. Got my nails today, whatever new color is of the season, got your hair, you recommend your hairdresser, you recommend a beautiful pair of shoes. Why not share what's making you feel like a badass? Why not share what's making you feel amazing? Your community, the people your tribe. It's all about sharing and paying it forward. This business is about paying it forward. In health, fitness, mind, body, soul, the whole package. We are the total solution. And number 4, we recognize and celebrate everything. Everything is a milestone. Everything is a celebration. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's about fixing each other's crown. That's what we do here. We fix your crown. We don't tear it down. We straighten it. We're there to pick you up because we're human. We have bad days, but we're here to just help you level up. That's what our job is. That's what our community is about. And then this is your bread and butter. This is your income producing activity. Just like any job that you go to, and there's things you got to do at your job, that if you work a 9 to 5, there's just certain things you got to do. to make sure if you're, you're doing closings, you got to follow a certain thing to do this. If you do some, whatever job it is, you got to follow a schedule, right? So do I work this in pockets of time? I absolutely do. Again, I've been here since 2017. Just now is when I'm able to dedicate more hours, but this was in pockets of time, 30 to 60 minutes a day, every day. And this is our Success Club system, which is basically how we generate income, how we recruit, so that you don't forget everything. Some of these things you're going to do automatically. Work out, drink a shake. Did you talk on your stories? Did you invite 5 people? Did you, whatever it is, it's going to be listed there for you. So you don't miss anything. You don't have to guess what you have to do. So in the morning, you don't have to say, Jamie, Christina, what is it that I have to do today? Follow your tracker. Follow your tracker. It's self-explanatory, and that is how you're going to grow your business. And then when you grow your business and you reach new ranks and you reach new levels, you get to be here with us at retreats where we have a blast. So with that, I think that was it for me. I'm passing it on to Chris. Yes? Okay.
Yes, I'm on. Okay. I love to talk about the income. Why do I love to talk about the income? Okay, so look, my husband and I, we made good money. We were good. But we were living paycheck to paycheck. We couldn't go on vacation. We were up to our nose in debt. And I can guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there that may be in that same position. We were a lot better than that one point where he was like, babe, we got a lot more money, right? We were in a good spot, but we didn't have room for vacations. Like, we couldn't pay down our debt. I couldn't go get a manicure and a pedicure without feeling guilty about taking away from something else. So I love being able to talk about how we earn an income because it's important, okay? So with time, this will become a significant income for your household. It starts small, but as you continue to show up and you continue to share and you continue to do the work, you're going to start seeing it compound and become something larger and larger and larger. And it's just pretty cool to just watch. And like, it's really exciting to see happen because you put the work in and you receive what you get back, right? So there's a few ways to earn. First, the basic is the retail commission. So you basically sell a product and you earn a commission off that. And a lot of coaches are very successful with just doing that. We also are, I lost my word. We also earn income. Sorry. We also earn income by growing our team. And you grow your team as you evolve, as you go through your transformation and you start your mindset starts changing and you start evolving and you start attracting people who are like you and driven and really want to grow something with you. You earn income based on what your team creates. Building a successful team is always my goal. I know that when my team is successful, we're all winning, right? And that's what I really want to see happen. And also, with quarterly bonuses happen as you increase in ranks, and that's part of when you're growing your team, you'll start increasing in rank. So I know we're talking about income here, but I want to touch base on when you're growing a team and the excitement that comes around with recognition that we have in our team and in our entire business. We will recognize just about anything. I mean, I remember in my classroom, we had benchmarks. We had to make sure we were testing our students and making sure they were making educational gains in reading and in math. I never got recognized for kids who were making gains. I was always told, well, what are you doing for this kid? There's no growth here. And I was like, well, look at all these other kids who are doing great. Never was I recognized for anything great. It was always like, well, great for that, but you got to be doing this instead. Here in Beachbody, you rank advance and it's like celebration time and excitement. And it was like the first time that happened to me, I was like, this is really weird. Like, what is going on here? I didn't do anything special. I just helped a couple of people get started. It was weird, but I loved it. And I was like, I want more of this. So I kept going. right? So as you keep going, you start growing your team, you start getting excited about sharing, and you want to share more, and you want people to have that same feeling. So then you start recognizing those who are doing the same thing on your team, and it's like, wow, recognition explosion, right? So if you're a recognition queen, which I really am not, I guess I am because I kind of fell in love with it, this is for you, right? Okay, so let me get back to the income part, because that's the exciting part. I had to just talk about that because it's exciting. All right, so here's the thing. We want you to at least make your money back, right? We want you to make a profit. We want you to at least cover your products. That's your first goal, right? And how you do that, you help 3 to 5 people a month. That's it. I'm sure as you're sitting on this call right now, you can think of 3 to 5 people that you're like, oh my God, they can totally do this with me. It would be so much fun to have my friends along. They have to get started with me. That would cover your products. And guess what? You do that again the next month, you're going to cover your products and you're going to start making a little bit of profit, which is really, really cool, right? And those 3 to 5 people are going to continue and they're going to stay on for month 3. So you have a bigger set of people who are sticking around and doing the same thing you're doing. And you're going to not only cover your products, but you're going to make even more profit. And as your team grows, as that happens, your team grows, number one, because people are going to be like, oh, what is it that you're doing? I want to join in on that. I want to be able to do that. I want that new coach income success. And what's really cool is that if you do this in your first 3 months, well, your first 6 months, but we always try to gun it for like the first 3 months. If you do this in month 1, month 2, month 3, what's really cool is that you earn a spot in a test group, which is super coveted. I would love to be part of that situation, but I'm too old of a coach to be part of that at this point. You get to earn a spot in a test group to either test a new product that nobody knows anything about, or a new program. And we actually have some test group participants right now for the new program that's coming out in a couple of weeks. And listen, the FOMO has been so real because I love the trainer and I was not able to test this program, but you want to be part of that. Jamie was a test group participant for 30-day breakaway. Super jelly. But listen, she got that experience because she was able to help coaches or help customers get started in month 1, month 2, month 3. It was just 3 to 5 people to get started, right? So all you have to do is help 3 to 5 people a month. That's fun. That's exciting, right? So this is just the basics. And when you get started, we train you on the more nitty-gritty income producing activities. And we talk about team cycle bonuses and things like that. But there's a lot of ways to create income for yourself as a coach. So I'm going to leave you with this because I know it's a lot of information, and I'm going to shoot it over to Jamie.
Okay. So there are some things that come along and, people like to talk because, let's be real, network marketing is what is considered unconventional, right? And so a lot of times we kind of steer clear of those things and we come up with reasons why we're not going to do it because it's not your traditional job. And no, it's not. But I will tell you, it is structured just like your traditional businesses and companies that we all have or do work for. So here's the thing. Number one thing I hear is, I don't want to be salesy. Me either. I was a teacher, for crying out loud. Christine was a teacher. Adri runs a preschool. We are not salespeople. But just like you heard earlier, it's no different, you guys. We share stuff that we love all the time. We go see a good movie, we share it with everybody we know. We find a great shampoo, we share it, right? No different. All that happened is that we tried these products for ourselves to better our health. And we fell in love and we were like, oh my God, everybody has to know about this. Like, that was literally me. I was like, there's this been my whole life. You guys all have to know about this. And that's all we do. We just share about it because we love it. If we didn't love it, we wouldn't share about it. So no salesiness at all. Be you, be authentic, and just share what you love. I'm not at my fitness school. This is one I hear all the time from new coaches. And I'm like, perfect. You're set up for success. And here's why, you guys. Think about when you watch people on social media, Do you relate to the super tone fit chick, or do you relate to the mom and wife who's struggling to just get in a routine and needs to drop 15, 20 pounds and you're like, oh my God, me too, right? You relate to that person because it's so much more common and so much more realistic. People will trust that you are sharing your journey vulnerably and authentically, and they will want to join you on that journey. So no worries about that. I don't have a lot of time. You guys, you just saw Adri talked about it, 30 to 60 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. Come on, I don't know about you guys, but I spend that scrolling social media every day and watching reels. So we definitely can find the time. It's just about making it a priority. And like Adri said, you can break it into little pockets through your day. When I was teaching full time, you guys, I started coaching just right at that tail end, my last year of teaching. I would literally 10 minutes here, boom, knock a piece of my workout. 15 minutes here, boom, knock a piece of my workout. And by the time I got home, all I had left to do was do my own workout and drink my shake, and I was good. So it was just all about prioritizing and fitting it into pockets and being efficient with your time. Who am I to motivate? Oh my gosh, this was probably my number one like reservation when I started coaching, because I was like, who am I to motivate other people? Like I've just been searching for my own motivation my whole life, you know? And what I found was as I just dove in and started sharing genuinely with my audience, my friends, and my family, I could not believe how many of them would come to me and say, you are so inspiring, you're so motivating. And I'm like, really? And all it took was just authentically sharing the real and the raw, the good and the bad. You know, I share when I have a hard day, I share when I have a fantastic day, and everything in between. And that's what people need. They just need to know they're not alone and that they can be on this journey with you and you can be on this journey with them. Too expensive, you guys. It is $100 to have unlimited workouts for an entire year. It's $140 to get a total solution starter pack that sets you up with top shelf supplements and all of your workouts, plus accountability, plus your coaching. Like, we just got to be real with this one. I always say this, right? We drop hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on gym memberships to only go a handful of times in the whole year. Like, this is just one where we got to get real and we got to prioritize. Shakeology comes out to less than a Starbucks drink per day. And we all know that the nutrients in this Shakeology is far better for you than that Starbucks filled with sugar. I don't have spousal support. This is honestly a tough one when I always address this. And what I say is a lot of times what I find is that spouses don't support because we possibly tried many things in the past and spent a lot of money and pretty much gave up on ourselves. And so to this one, I always love to tell my girls, look at this as a challenge. Challenge yourself to follow through. This time, it's going to be the time that you say what you're going to do and you do it and you make it worth it. Prove to your spouse that this is it. This is the time. I don't have a big following. None of us did. I don't know a single Beachbody coach, honestly, that when they started had a big following. I didn't even know what the point of Instagram was when I started coaching. I was like, share pictures, that's weird. Facebook, I pop in there maybe 4 times a year. I had no following, but with our coaching mentorship, we totally teach you how to grow that following, how to operate on social media, how to really make it a business and one that grows and grows an audience. And because of that training, I have a great following now and it continues to build. Is it a pyramid scheme though? No. And that is just straight up no, because pyramid schemes are not even legal. And breaking news, Beachbody goes public on Monday. And so that obviously blows all of that out of the water. And that could not be possible if it was a scheme or something shady or illegal. Plus, a pyramid scheme does not involve actual products for exchange for money. You're just shuffling money around in a super sketch. So we are not about that here. I love this quote, you guys, and I want to point this out at the bottom. What if instead of fearing failure or the unknown, we started fearing the real bad guy, regret? One of our trainers always says, regret weighs a ton, discipline weighs an ounce. And it's so, so true. I cannot tell you how many years of my life I watched women live lives like the life I'm living now. And I would always just think, good for them, it'll never be me. And I'm so, so glad that at some point I stopped and said, why can't it be me? And then I was like, yeah, why not me? And then I went for it. And you guys, I have to tell you, my life has done a complete 180. I wouldn't recognize myself 5 years ago. Honestly, I wouldn't even recognize myself a year ago, because that's just part of our job, is to continue to grow. And I absolutely love that. So how to get started. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this, you guys. However, I will say, whoever the coach is who invited you to watch this, to join in tonight, please seek their advice in what the best starter kit is for you. But I'm going to tell you, you definitely want to go with a starter kit. It's the biggest bang for your buck. One of the absolute most awesome starter kits is our 9-week Control Freak package, which lots of people know I'm a huge fan of, but we have so many, and we have this brand new 645 program coming out that Christina talked about, and we're super excited about that. And we have some amazing, amazing deals that include everything you see here, minus the door track, bands, and core ball if you're not getting 9-week Control Freak pack. But here's the beauty. I spent $40 to start my business as a coach, and then bought my supplements and my Beachbody On Demand. And back then it was much higher price. But can we just talk about that? Even if we spent $250 to start a business, any business owner knows that's insanity. Nobody starts a business for that amount of money, but we started for $40 as a coach fee. And if you get a starter kit, $40 gets waived. Like, that's insanity to me, but it is what it is. And this is an absolute blessing. And it's something that absolutely everyone can afford to start and do and be successful in. And there is room for all of you at the top. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed your time here with us. I cannot tell you how incredible this team is. I have such a deep love for this team. These women, they are my absolute joy every day. They're my friends. They're the ones I go to with everything and anything. And I will tell you that when you join Diesel Nation, you are immediately swept up into our family, and you are treated as though you have always been here, and we will love on you so hard. And we cannot wait to love on you that are ready to join. So if you have any questions, please ask those to your coach who invited you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this evening, and we cannot wait to welcome you into our family. All right, you guys, ladies, thank you so much for hosting with me. You were amazing. We love you. Have a beautiful night.